The department store's fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting a sterile glow on the glass counter where diamonds glittered like captured stars. My wife Elise stood there, her laughter sharp and bright, a sound I once thought was mine alone. She leaned over the counter, her auburn hair catching the light, pointing at a sapphire necklace that probably cost more than our monthly mortgage. The clerk, a wiry man with a nervous smile, swiped our joint credit card. Then his face froze. "I'm sorry, ma'am," he stammered. "It's declined." Elise's laugh faltered, her eyes darting to the camera above the counter, its red light blinking like an accusation. My phone vibrated in my pocket, a bank alert screaming what I'd already begun to suspect. Our account was drained. And I wasn't the one who'd done it. Standing in the store's security office an hour later, watching the grainy footage rewind, my chest felt like it was caving in. Elise's face on the screen, flushed, defiant, beautiful, haunted me. She'd been shopping for hours, piling up bags from boutiques I didn't even know she visited. The clerk's voice crackled through the footage. "Ma'am, this is the third card that's been declined." Elise's smile tightened, her fingers twisting the gold band on her left hand. "My ring, our vow." My stomach churned. I'd trusted her with everything. Our money, our future, my heart. Now, each frame of the video felt like a knife twisting deeper. It started subtly, the way betrayals often do. A month ago, Elise began staying late at her marketing job, her phone buzzing at odd hours. "Client dinners," she'd say, her voice breezy, her eyes avoiding mine. I'd nod, swallowing the unease that crept up my throat like bile. She'd come home smelling of wine and perfume I didn't recognize, her laughter too loud, her touch too fleeting. I told myself it was stress. Her firm was pitching a big campaign, she said. I believed her because I wanted to, because love makes you blind or maybe just stupid. In the security office, the guard shifted uncomfortably, his chair creaking. "Sir, do you want to see the rest?" he asked, his voice low like he knew what was coming. I nodded, my jaw tight. The footage jumped to another store, then another. Elise, radiant and reckless, swiping our cards, buying earrings, bracelets, a watch I'd never seen her wear. My mind raced, piecing together fragments I'd ignored. The new silk scarf, the late-night texts she'd dismiss as work, the way she'd flinch when I touched her shoulder. Each memory was a splinter under my skin, sharp and festering. I drove home in silence, the city's neon lights blurring through the rain-streaked windshield. Our apartment, once a sanctuary of shared dreams, felt hollow when I stepped inside. Elise's coat hung on the rack, her perfume lingering like a ghost. I poured a whiskey, the glass cold against my palm, and sat at the kitchen table, staring at the bank statements I'd pulled up on my laptop. Thousands gone. Withdrawals I hadn't authorized. Charges to hotels I'd never visited. My hands shook as I scrolled, each line a betrayal etched in numbers. When Elise walked in, her heels clicked against the hardwood, a sound that used to make my heart lift. Now it grated like nails on a chalkboard. She froze when she saw me, her shopping bag slipping to the floor. "Tom," she said, her voice soft, almost pleading. "You're home early." "Cards got declined," I said, my voice flat, though my pulse thundered. "Care to explain?" Her eyes widened just for a second, before she masked it with a laugh. "Oh God, that's so embarrassing. I must have mixed up the cards or..." "Cut the bullshit, Elise." The words came out sharper than I meant, but I didn't care. I slid the laptop toward her, the screen glowing with evidence. $10,000. In 2 weeks. Where did it go? She hesitated, her lips parting as if searching for a lie. Then she sighed, her shoulders slumping. I needed to feel something, Tom. You've been so distant, always working, always tired. I just wanted to feel alive. Alive. My voice cracked, anger and hurt colliding. You drained our savings to feel alive? Hotels, Elise? Who were you with? Her silence was louder than any confession. My mind filled in the blanks. Whispered conversations, stolen moments, someone else's hands on her skin. I wanted to scream, to break something, but all I could do was stare at the woman I'd loved for a decade, now a stranger. "It's not what you think," she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. "It was a mistake. A fling. I didn't mean to hurt you. A fling." I laughed, bitter and hollow. "You spent our money, our future on some guy? Who is he?" She shook her head, tears spilling now. "It doesn't matter. It's over. I swear, Tom, I love you. I just..." I got lost. I stood, the chair scraping against the floor. My heart pounded, torn between rage and the desperate need to believe her. I wanted to hold her, to erase the truth, but the weight of her words crushed that hope. Lost, I said, my voice low, trembling. You didn't get lost, Elise. You chose this. The room felt too small, the air too thick. I grabbed my keys and walked out, her sobs echoing behind me. The city streets were alive with noise, honking cars, distant laughter. But I felt like I was drowning in silence. I wandered, my shoes scuffing against wet pavement, replaying every moment of our marriage. The late nights I'd worked, the dreams we'd shared, the promises we'd made. Had they all been lies? Or had I failed her somehow, pushed her into someone else's arms? Hours later, I found myself at a dive bar. The kind with sticky floors and neon signs that flickered like dying hopes. My phone buzzed, Elise texting apologies, begging me to come home. I ignored it, ordering another drink, my mind spiraling. Then a notification popped up. A new charge on our account. A jewelry store, time-stamped an hour ago. My blood ran cold. She was still spending even now, as if nothing had happened. I drove back, fury burning through the fog of whiskey. When I stormed into the apartment, Elise was on the couch, her face tear-streaked, a velvet box in her lap. I bought this for you, she said, her voice breaking. To say I'm sorry. I stared at the box, a diamond-encrusted watch glinting inside. It was beautiful, expensive, and utterly meaningless. You used our money, I said, my voice barely a whisper. To buy me a fucking apology? Her face crumpled, but I didn't stop. Who is he, Elise? Tell me. She looked away, her hands trembling. His name's Mark. From work. It was a mistake. I ended it tonight. The name hit like a punch. Mark. Her coworker, the one she'd mentioned casually, the one who'd always seemed too friendly at company parties. I saw it all now, the late nights, the secrets, the lies. My knees buckled and I sank into a chair, the watch box still open between us. I love you, Tom, she said, her voice small. I'll do anything to fix this. But love wasn't enough anymore. The trust was gone, shattered like glass underfoot. I stood, leaving the watch on the table, its diamonds catching the light like her tears. I need time, I said, walking to the door. As I stepped into the night, the weight of her betrayal clung to me, heavy and cold. But worse was the truth I couldn't escape. Part of me still loved her, and that hurt more than anything.